Hey sweet thing, and welcome home to day 20 of our Advent calendar. I wonder how you're doing today. Do you know? Because that is the whole purpose of this series of check-ins, so that we can become more aware of how we're doing from day to day and navigate things a little bit more mindfully. Find yourself in a comfy seat. And before we take a nice settling breath together, let's just do some intuitive movement to get rid of some of the tension we're carrying. You might like to start by shaking out through the wrists, wiggling through the fingers. I've only recently discovered that I carry a lot of tension in my hands. So being able to work through the fingers and the wrists feels like something shifts. Maybe what you need is to circle through the head and the neck, maybe through the shoulders. Just take a few more breaths to move in whatever way feels good and right to you. Notice those places that you're holding tension that you maybe didn't realize. And then it seems fairly obvious that we notice the big places that we carry tension. Maybe you carry yours in the face. So perhaps wiggling through the jaw in order to find a more comfortable place to relax would feel good. Maybe your place is through the shoulders. So imagining melting them away from the ears. I carry tension all through my back, and there's a nice big anxiety knot that lives in my belly. So whatever you need to do, just imagine dissolving that tension. I like to imagine breathing in a sense of light and warmth to help that process. Maybe you've got something else that works for you. So take another couple of breaths and then come back to stillness. Today I have a poem for you by a woman called Danna faulds. Now I can't tell you what the source material of this book, this poem is, because I found it online and just copied it into my notebook. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments, because there's something about this poem that I just resonate with, I think. So maybe as I'm sharing this with you, you'd like to just sit quietly, breathe, and be. Maybe you want to keep going with those movements that help you to shift some energy and dissolve some tension. There's no wrong. Let me try that again. There's no wrong way of doing this, sweet thing. There's only your way. So this is called This Is What I Have to Say to You. This is what I have to say to you. Enter the center of your being. Stand in the source of all inquiry, knowing and unknowing. Reclaim your wholeness by being the body and all its changing sensations. Receive the message of your emotions without believing they're the only show in town. Be the subtle energy that ebbs and flows, that brings healing and connection. Be the mind, witnessing thoughts, sinking into insight and unleashed creativity. Be the innate bliss and joy that arises when no part of you is exiled or left to fester in darkness. At the center, be the conscious self without borders or limits. Slip outside personal identity to find that the infinite reality of truth has always been you. From the center of the center, let what you are express freely on all levels. Present, awake, and grateful for this moment. Just be, without qualifiers or boundaries, and in the being, be at peace. So maybe that worked on you the same way it worked on me. Maybe not. It's the beautiful thing about all of these readings that I've shared. Sometimes they're going to land, and sometimes you're going to be rolling your eyes and wondering why on earth I brought this out. I think the big lesson there is to take inspiration wherever you find it. Maybe especially at this time of year. If you feel like you are stretched to capacity right now, it is more important than ever to look for the little bright spots, the tiny beautiful things that make you feel connected to your life and to the world around you. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's the cup you drink your morning beverage out of that just makes you smile. As the owner of an exploding TARDIS cup, I can tell you that is a source of endless joy for me. Maybe it's something that you use in the shower that just makes you feel bright and happy. Maybe today you put on a favourite shirt, or something that makes you feel cozy and like a version of yourself that you actually want to spend time with. Maybe today is the day that you prioritize taking a few minutes to reconnect with you. And I mean beyond the scope of this little Advent video. We neglect silence, and yet all good things are born in silence. Without silence, there is no inspiration or creativity. There's no place for our thoughts to line up. We need silence the same way that we need connection. They're two sides of the same coin. We can't just be full of other people's inputs. We need to give ourselves a chance to actually discover how we think and what we're feeling, so that we can discover what truth feels like for us. And if it sounds like common sense, that's because I really believe that it is. But we've come to undervalue stillness and silence, and the capacity for boredom, because the society that we live in now prizes more, faster. It tells us that we are what we produce, what we consume, what we purchase. And we are so much more than that. So take a few moments in stillness today, sweet thing, and remember the glory of what it is to be you, in all your abundant weirdness, because the people who are yours will see that and just want to get in on what you've got going on. Let's end up with our nice two-sided hug. So inhale, the arms out wide towards the side, looking up at the sky and smiling. And cross the right arm on top of the left as you exhale. And just go straight into it. Give yourself the hug you need. Breathe here. And then let's take it to the other side. Inhale the arms out wide, and this time cross the left arm on top of the right. What would your I love you gesture look like today? Give yourself that. And then unwind and come back to center. Until we are together again, hopefully tomorrow. Mind how you go.